Hello, everybody. Um, I wanted to talk really quickly about air guns, how I came across them, what my experience was with them, because I'm sure many of us have, pretty much had a similar experience. So, my first air gun was a Daisy Red Ryder, and I think it was supposed to be 18 bucks, but there was something up with the price tag where the sun had worn off the tag, and I showed it to my mom. I was like, "Mom, I really want this gun," and I had pop guns before that. I'm thinking I was about 11, and so Mom bought it for me. Got it home and realized, oh shit, the thing's supposed to be $18, not $10. Um, might have been cheaper than that. Anyway, it was something like that. There was something up with the price tag where I ended up getting it for like less than half of what it was actually supposed to go for. And I shot that thing, begging mom to buy me tubes of BBs. It was fun. I remember shooting it at TV screens that somebody had thrown out and, leaving big cones of glass. And it was kind of amazing to me. And then next went to the Daisy 880, the power line. And I liked it, but it's not like I knew about even any other guns. I mean, I had a friend who had a Crossman. It seemed hard to pump, and the handle was a little bit short. And um, I didn't like the Crossman too much. I loved my little Daisy, but I wasn't thinking mine's more powerful than yours or more accurate than yours. 15 years old when I had the Daisy 880. And so, had really bad eyesight. I'm knocking birds down. Don't ever see them, you know, just knocking them down out of the trees, knocking them out off the ground in the wintertime. And then one day I came up on one of my half kills, right? I shot a bird and I dislodged his eye. And I came up to the thing and it's still living. And man, ever since then, um, I just won't hunt um, unless I'm going to actually use the animal, right? Just shooting a bird just to prove you can hit something, in my opinion, stupid. No reason to take a life just to prove you could put a BB on target, right? Killed a lot of birds, but part of it was not seeing them. There's just a blur on the top of the tree. But anyway, I guess that taught me a little bit of morality with animals. Um, I'm not saying I won't kill a bunch of rats. Last year I had a big problem with rats. I'm growing a garden, and we literally had rats fighting for burrows in daylight, right? They don't even care about nothing. So um, I got out a bag of soil and got it wet, and I put peanut butter halfway up on the bag. And in one night, I took 12 large rats. Um, I guess the final straw for me was when I was going out to my car one night and this rat ran out of the bushes, circled my leg, and then I stopped because I saw something go across. And when he circled me, I guess when I stopped, he thought maybe I was a tree or something. So he put his feet on me. He like started to climb my leg. And it freaked me out. I was like, that's it. I can't handle this shit anymore. These rats are like getting ridiculous. They're not afraid of people. They're coming out in the daytime. The damn thing just, you know, tried to crawl up my leg. That was the final straw. So I went out and took a bunch with my 2240 PCP, silenced with a buck rail silencer. Oh, man. It was pretty fun, I got to admit. But I won't take a life frivolously. It Everybody has their own morals. I won't go on and on about that, but that was kind of my experience with BB guns, and it was all BB guns for me. I didn't even know about what a pellet was. I knew BB, you know. So eventually, still got the pellet gun. I'm 22 years old. Meet some guys down the alleyway, and um, they got guns. They got real firearms, and went out shooting with them the first time, and they got 22s, and I got my Daisy 880, and boy, We all know it doesn't compare, right? But wow, it really doesn't compare. It's not a 22 caliber. It's not loud. You can barely, knock anything over with it. Like 22 seem like, oh my God, these things are freaking incredibly powerful, right? And so um, I learned on the first trip, I need to get a 22. This thing is great, and I loved it as a kid, but it seems like it's a kid's toy, you know? It's a 177 cal. And so I did. I ended up getting a 22, ended up getting um, a Ruger. And actually, the story's way longer than that, but I don't want to go on and on about it. But um, actually, my very first firearm was an SKS. I bought it for 69 bucks. And then I bought 6 stripper clips. I left the store $116 with a Chinese assault rifle and 6 armor-piercing stripper clips. Man, those were the good old days. Wow. Can't even believe it still to this day. I mean, I remember going out and the trigger was super long. It had a two-stage trigger, right? So you're pulling back and you're pulling back and you're pulling back and you're feeling the spring and then nothing happens and then boom! Holy, this is just like a AK-47, right? Same round. Dude, I was loving that rifle. I'm probably going to go get another one eventually. Um, at the time, people, they thought of them as trash, pieces of crap. Now they're going 5, 6, 7, 800 bucks, right? Um, but that was my very first firearm. And it was like after that I bought the 22 because I still wanted to go plinking with my buddies. Like we would trim branches and had different challenges, right? Try to hit this, try to hit that. So I needed the 22. Um, and then with those same group of guys, maybe you've never heard of this, but there's something called a 25-06. And this guy had a Ruger #1 lever action 25-06. And I'd never had my hands on that kind of a rifle before. I mean, this thing's like clockwork, right? You touch a little button on the lever and you open it up, and you can't feel any grinding or any. The action just moves and it's smooth, right? Like butter. And the first time I shot that, I'm used to like 22 triggers and triggers for pellet guns, right? I barely touched the thing. Pow! It goes off. It freaks me out. Wasn't ready for it. But wow, it was impressive. Like, thunder in your hand. So anyway, I'm going on long and long about firearms when this is actually supposed to be about air guns. But, it was about, gosh, I guess it's nearly 10 years ago was the first time I saw ammo shortages and people like you just couldn't get 22 cal, and when you could, it was so expensive, it just wasn't worth buying. These were the days when it used to cost $12.50 to get a brick, 1,000 or 500 rounds, was it? I think that's what it was. 500 rounds is in a brick, and so I mean, 12.50. That's freaking nothing. You spend, 25 bucks, and you're shooting all day and all night long, right? I mean, it was great, but it's like, um, was getting sick of the price and getting sick of the lack of availability. And so I bought 22 cal break barrel Beeman RS2. It was actually a dual cal, but I threw the 177 away. For some reason, even to this day, I still have this weird prejudice against 177 where I feel like, oh, 177 is for kids. Like a 22 cal, that's beginning to be an adult's rifle, right? And for sure, this Beeman, nobody could cock the thing but an adult. It's fucking, excuse me, sorry. It's hard to cock. It's really hard to cock. I'm guessing 35 pounds, 40 pounds. And I use both hands when I'm cocking it. um, and so I really liked it, and I was having fun. I'd go out by myself, and it's like, hey, this thing's pretty freaking cool. It's got a lot of power. I can move spinners, and I'm decently accurate with it, nearly as accurate as like my Ruger, my 1022. And so, and I don't know nothing about like artillery hold or any of that shit, right? I don't know about dieseling, um, and so I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm trying to talk to my friend about it, and he used to go shooting 22s with me all the time. So, um, but he's kind of like, rolling his eyes about pellet gun, BB gun, pellet gun. Come on, dude. And so I went out and I bought a Ruger Airhawk. It was on sale at Big Five. It had been on the shelf forever. And somehow I got it for, I don't know, like 69 bucks or something like that. Um, and I gave it to him. I said, dude, come on, let's go out. We'll try this. I will give you a freaking rifle. And so I gave my buddy a Ruger Airhawk. I believe that's what it was. Um, it could have been Blackhawk, but I'm pretty sure it's Airhawk. Um, Previously, I sold him a Ruger Blackhawk 44 mag, so kind of fit, right? It's like, dude, now you got a Ruger airgun too. So we went out shooting, and he liked it a lot, and we did it for quite a while until the ammo prices loosened up. Probably 2 years. We were going out there, shooting pellet guns, and then kind of like I say, the prices kind of loosened up, and we started shooting other stuff. But I still loved my pellet guns. And then I got a 2240, and it all went psycho from there, right? I realized that I've been looking at PCPs too, but like, this stuff's way out of my price range, and I don't know nothing about it. And are they that much better? But as I watch stuff and study and look at people, and start to realize, oh, okay, there's something to this PCP thing. And then I see there's a way to make your own PCP out of a 2240 pistol, right? Called a safe pack. So I bought one and I built it, and I went, this is awesome, right? It's way better than a pump up on your rifle. Yeah, the pump is separate, but I pump it 22 times, I get 11 shots, right? My pump up rifles, I pump up 10 times and I get one shot. This thing seems fucking great, you know? And it was and is. I have two of them, and I love those. Uh, Even though one only gets 7 shots, but man, it's smoking hot, right? It'll shoot 19, 20 grain, 19 or 22 grain pellets around 950 feet per second. It's hot, right? So they can 3,000 psi. They call it 2,400 psi rather than 3,000. I got 2,400 psi in the reservoir. Bam, gone in 7 shots. The original version gone in 3 shots. It was way too powerful. I was kind of freaking out shooting it in the house, thinking, man, somebody's going to call the cops on me for sure. Even silenced, it was a little bit too loud. So then it's just kind of gone on from there. So buy 2240s and build them and learn all you can about them, and then love them, and build them into bling pistols. And then my buddy's talking to me about 1322, how great the 1322 was. And um, uh, I bought one, and he was right. They are great. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how it is, but there's a guy on YouTube who pumps his up 25 times. 25 times. And it doesn't, and it's the stock, and it doesn't retain any air after the fact. After that, after 25 times, it was starting to retain air on the second shot. And it's like, this is a stock pistol. So I was like, man, that thing's pretty impressive. I mean, I'm not afraid to pump my 1322 up to, 13, 14, 15 times. You do get some good extra velocity out of it. You guys should check out that video. But and then PCPs. Oh man, go on and on about that. That's a whole nother video. Cost $1,000 to get set up if you include the gun. About, honestly, because what you'll find is, yeah, you can get a gun and a pump, and you will be happy. But after a while, you won't be so happy, because you shoot 1,000 psi out of your gun, then you got to pump 60 pump strokes to get it back up to that 1,000 psi, and it ain't easy pump strokes. You're dropping your whole weight on the gun, right? Not the gun. You're dropping your whole weight on the pump to get the pump cylinder to cycle. It's not easy. My buddy came over, and he actually wasn't able to do it. I had to kind of show him a technique, which I plan to do for you guys too. So anyway, I've gone on and on and on about air guns, but I just wanted to share that, talk a little bit about my experience. I'm sure you guys have got similar experiences. So feel free to leave your comments. I know some of the stuff I hear from people really surprises me. Like, Walnut and Steel, he's only been doing air guns for like 2 or 3 years. Jeez, the guy's got a million guns, and he's super knowledgeable. And I would call him an air gun smith. He knows what he's doing when he works on them, right? So, Jesus Christ, that's impressive. 2 years, and like the dude's full on into it. So, um, watch out. It might happen to you too. Maybe you're only half into it, and like you could be the next Walnut and Steel, or uh, uh, gosh, what's Johnny's channel name? Johnny BB Gun, BB Good. Anyway, if you've been looking, you know the people out there. Oh shoot, the Alaskan guy. Man, there's a lot of good channels out there. So shout out to all you guys. Appreciate you. And it's a cool little community. I feel like we got friends. It's awesome. So I talked enough. I went on and on. I think I'm probably even over the limit. So half of you probably chimed out. 10 minutes into it, 3 minutes into it, 60 seconds into it. But anyway, for those of you who stayed, I appreciate it. You guys are all great. Take care. Good shooting.